Yeah, something that's coming up for me right now, sorry, is the word hypnosis. Like it's kind of a triggering word for my partner and for I would say, have you seen the movie? Ugh, it's escaping me, where like the African American guy goes home with the white girl and it's centered around like her family hypnotizes people and like do those crazy like abduction, crazy
No,
like
I've never heard of it.
racist kind of. Okay, I forget what it's a freaky, scary. It's totally a
A
psyop.
horror movie about hypnosis? Okay, great.
It's totally like, yeah, it's totally like something that like if you've watched you might be afraid of a hypnotist. You might
So
be
listen,
afraid.
at the end of my discovery call, and you'll learn this when you take my discovery call class,
Mhm.
or well, I won't do it tomorrow, but I'll do it on the 21st. But here's something I say at the end of each discovery call. Do you remember it, Jody? At the end of every single discovery call, unless I'm really out of time and have a client waiting, I say, so do you have any like preconceptions about hypnosis? You know, like have you ever seen a show or like been to a on a cruise or something? It's always the same. Everyone always answers the same. Either they saw it on a cruise or they went to a high school show. It's one or
Mhm.
the other. So I always say, and they always say, yeah, or I saw it in a movie or something like that. So I say like kind of like, people with lampshades on their head or like riding their chair like a choo-choo train or something like that, and they're like yeah, yeah, ha, ha, ha. Right. And so I say, well, I want to just talk about that before you get off the call, because I think sometimes people think that hypnosis is mind control or some kind of messed up like making you do that crazy stuff, and I just want to
Mhm.
address that now. And so then I say to them like, actually, it's a consent-based process, but when it's theatrical, you can't see the consent. So I'll just explain that to you, which is when the hypnotist is asking, who thinks this would be fun? Who wants to come up on stage? Who wants to have this feeling? Who wants to ride on a boat right now? Some people agree and some people don't. And some people agree and then withhold their agreement and, change their mind. But the ones who agree the whole way through are the ones who end up on the stage. So that's consent. It's just that it wasn't that clear. The difference between that and clinical hypnosis is here in my office, I'm not aiming for any theatrics, so I don't have to hide it. So it's all explicit between the two of us. It's a consent-based process that we have both agreed to, both in this discovery call, on paper, on my intake form, and when you come for the session and work with me. Does that make sense to you? And then they all say, oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. And then I say, so that means you can go to the bathroom, you can get up anytime, you're free. Like there's no mind control. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. Do you get that? And they're like, oh, okay, cool, perfect. And then I've actually taken 90 seconds to address that fear.
Yeah, I think that's so important. I think that's something that um is so present for
I
Byron,
know.
my partner. It's
I know.
oh, what is she going to teach you to hypnotize?
I know.
Like they think it's a trance,
I know.
mind
I
control,
know. Woo woo.
which is far less true than most of the
I agree.
propaganda mind control that exists in our reality. I love how you talk about that a lot, Maya. Is like
True.
our reality is full of mind
It
control
is. The whole thing is.
techniques, and this is far
Which are
less.
much more offensive and much more dangerous than what we're doing.
Right.
And much more
All I'm
inauthentic,
doing is
right?
helping you
I'm just asking you
tap
some questions.
into the subconscious
But
to,
I will say this, I mean, you don't need to call it that. You could call it transformation, you can call it coaching, you can call it mind work, you can call it change work, like whatever. You don't have to. I somehow got into I just got into using it, and it doesn't seem to have a negative effect on my business. So I think it has to do with your energy that you hold when you represent it.
well, I resonate with it so much and like love the name so
But
much.
so then you have to invest in educating people about it. Because
Yeah.
like
So
my
it's,
answer to that is like, well, if you really think that's what I'm doing, like go look me up on YouTube. There's plenty of evidence of what I do, and then get back to me. Like, fight fire with fire. Like, all right.
yeah.
So you do have to make an inventory or a library of reference points so that people know that you know your stuff.
Mm.
And by the way, that's the whole, like, again, the incubator is really about telling you
Mhm.
and reminding you that the library and inventory of content you make is not a sales tool. It's a credibility tool. It's a tool of like the person who does want to interview you or does want to have a discovery call will then check it and see who you are. So if you're who you really are when they go to that and it coheres, they stick with you. That's why it's so important to be transparent in those videos about what's the product, what's interesting about it, how does it work, what are the reviews? Because it's back to reality. Like people are just checking reality, don't you? I mean, like
Mhm.
I just went to buy a heater. I mean, I checked the reviews. I ended up with the one that the one guy on YouTube said had X and Y instead of the other thing that didn't have X and Y because of some rando guy on YouTube who said so. Right. That's how life is. We all are doing the same thing, checking, watching YouTube. That's your online business card. But it has to be full of truth. Hey, wait, we lost track of what we were doing. I'm on a whole other topic here.
But that's so fun.
I agree, especially in a small
Mhm.
group. I don't mind at all. Here, so we're doing our menu of options because we're at the end of day 2, and this is the whole of the theory. Curiosity, motivation, untie knots, ratify, intensify, process instruction, imperative. See how what used to seem simple is becoming like more and more things? ETM, another addition. Feeling. That's the feeling she's having. That's the picture. We haven't talked about this too much, but the power of silence goes a huge long way in this process also. There were silences in all of our demos. There could be longer ones if we weren't in a course where I have to editorialize everything. I've sat there for as long as 30 minutes in complete silence before, literally. In live, by the way, which is a fucking pain in the ass if you ask me. Much rather be silent on Zoom. By the way, around my office here on Zoom, I have aromatherapy, I have my little finger toys, I have this thing, the so like while I'm doing Zoom sessions, there's a lot goes on behind the scenes here so that my energy is contained. I have the finger roller as well. This one is very nice. I use for my finger. So I have like a collection of things around here that just keep me alert and keep me motivated, keep me interested in what's going on. Here's another one. We talked about this morning, hypotheticals, double binds. What about if you could have this? Would that be okay with you? If we took this away and gave you this instead, would you like that? All of those kind of offers to the subconscious to see where it stands. Wasn't it cool when Melanie's subconscious offered her a neon door this morning? Like,
Mhm.
that's weird. It offered her its own double bind. It was like, here's all the other doors, but you could choose the door with the big sign on it. Which do you want? It's so obvious. She couldn't miss that. It's like so literal. Unconscious payoff, we've talked about that. Clashing realities. We haven't talked so much about future pacing and tasking, but you've seen it a lot in the examples. Okay, then tell them to give you the smallest thing they need to do. Recap like Jody did this morning. Oh, okay, so you said you were going to do X, Y, and Z. Let me know when you get to that. Future pacing is like, oh, well, when you see yourself in the future doing that, then what? Tell me about that person. That's not the same as what's the problem? Tell me about the problem. Let's fucking unpack your problem. It's a whole different level. And they're all going to go back to back is the thing, right? They could be like untie knot, future pace, right back to back, like one question to the next. It's fast. You don't have to do like a question cycle that lasts forever. No, it could be just back to back. Or it could be 3 and 6, 8 and 12. We don't know. The cycles can all be different, right? Those are the epicycles going around the big planet. So the proficiencies from 102 are choose off of the menu based on the client. So your job is to just listen to the client. Shut up and listen to the client. It's very important to only choose the menu options when they are presented from the other side of the screen. They never come from your head. That's a very important difference then. Oh, look, there's a menu in my head. Let me choose something. No, it has to be the client chose. I choose based on what they chose. So do not figure it out beforehand. Only in the same rhythm as the client is very much the rhythm of the client only. So you give your client, this is such a beautiful slide, it's so important to me. You give them everything they need. Why? Why is it possible? How is it possible that we give someone everything they need? It's because everything they asked for, you knew what to give back. That is so cool about this method, is that no matter what they ask for, you're like, oh, I have that. Yep, I have that too. Yep, no problem. Yep. It's all affirmative. There's never any fighting. There's never any like, let me give you that if you give me this. Nope. Nothing is bartered. It's all free. It's all easy. Oh, you want to feel your body? Okay, cool. Oh, you want to untie a knot? Yep, I can do that. Oh, you want to get motivation? You want to talk about your family? You want to talk about your loved ones? You want to talk about the hooker you want to hire? Sure. See how those are all in the same category too? It's so funny. One guy wants to hire a hooker. One guy wants to, quit cannabis so he can fuck his wife better. One guy wants to, one woman wants to quit drinking so that she can be a better mother. Whatever. Whatever you want, have it. That's all I'm ever saying to you. You want it, have it. I don't judge what you want. I don't care what you want. All I want is for you to have what you want. So everything you say to me, I'll give it back to you. It's such a very fun job just to affirm. How do you find out what to give them back? Is ask. That's the conversational method. Is just ask them. Just ask a question. If you don't know what to give them, ask them a question. That's the whole fun of it, is you have an infinite number of questions to ask. So you can find out every single thing that they need and meet all of those needs until at the end you feel like, okay, that's complete. These next 2 points are very important. You do not have to like giving what they need. You do not have to like it. You don't have to like any of it. You don't have to like their resource. You don't have to like their ETM. You don't have to like the description of what happened. Just let it come in one ear and go out the other. You don't need to understand it. You don't have to make sense of it. If it sounds like confusing and jargony, it doesn't matter. Nothing is required of you. That's how, to me, this becomes a project of love. And I say that to my clients in their discovery call, that in the end, this is the only way I know how to give you an experience of self-love. I've tried all the other ways. They don't work. And I say that explicitly because I really believe that. And that's really, I think, what's at the bottom of this whole game is if you can give someone everything they need and ask for, and you can do it without judgment, and you can do it with your whole heart, who else has ever done that for you? This is where it makes me cry. Like, who else does that? It's not something that you can pay someone to do. And that's why this is the no bullshit method. Because we're not going to bullshit about anything. We're just going to get it done. Just like Simone Biles. How the fuck does she do this shit? I have no idea, but she does. That's the way the no bullshit method works. Whatever they need, give it to them. Don't think about it. When you've given everything you need, their problem is gone, and your job is done. That's the end of my presentation. Okay, we can fit in another little demo here. Any questions? You guys want to ask me anything? Talk about anything? I said I wouldn't cry this time, but I did anyway.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
That's such a good
It's getting better though.
Good.
Pardon?
It's such a good marketing point. The being the non-judgmental access of love, of non-judgment. And
And you know what?
there's
I
so
don't.
many people that they open up to their mom or their sister or even
Yeah.
their therapist. And it's like, I should have just not said anything because
Yep.
you're fucking pissing me off right now.
Yep. Exactly.
This is not the information that I wanted to hear back. Like, you're saying
Mhm.
the wrong things, you're doing the wrong things. And in this situation, it's like,
And by the way, that's why it's important to not cross the friendship boundary with your clients who will try. A lot
mm,
of them try. I've been asked out quite a few times. I've been proposed, dinners, parties. People have invited me all kinds of places. I've never accepted any of them. It's because of what you just said. As soon as you become partial to someone, as soon as somebody becomes intimate, you lose that perspective. The only reason I can treat people all equally is because I just don't care what happens to them when they leave.
Mhm.
And they will sometimes force me to care and try to get me to care, but I just don't have enough bandwidth for that. And it's not helping them either.
How do they do that?
Just by like pursuing you after it's done, inviting you places. I've gotten party invitations. I've gotten come for the weekend. I've gotten, oh, I met you outside the nail salon. Let's go get a coffee. I've gotten, oh, I'm walking your direction. Let's go. Many, many, many proposals.
Random
Dating. I
women?
have dating proposals, two of them, like serious ones. Like I'll leave my wife. How about that?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah. But it's intimate. It's intimate, guys.
Hmm.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I mean, and some of that's it's not just me, it's transference. Freud talked about that. Like that's not me, it's clinical. But the whole point is,
And there's the counter transference as
yes,
well.
exactly. The whole point is though, you just hold the middle ground, no judgment. I don't and that's the thing too, Melanie. I don't care that they're doing that to me either. Because I'm not judging that. It's just a part of being alive. It's just part of
yeah.
their trauma. It's part of their reaction pattern, whatever. It has nothing to do with me personally.
I love that. That just feels so good because I've had that happen to me too. It's
Right.
like, like all of a sudden you're helping somebody and then the next minute they're like, I love you. And you're like,
Exactly. You're their best
yeah.
friend. Suddenly you need to. Exactly. I
Yeah.
have no reaction to any of that. I just act like that's nice.
That's exactly why I moved out of addictions
Exactly. Same
because
problem.
I'm in the community. Like
Exactly.
I'm a sober human in the community and I don't want to run into you at recovery day or at a meeting or at an event or like, no, I don't want to talk to you because I'm not your friend. But there's blurry lines there.
Also, confidentiality becomes kind of complicated. Like life becomes
Hmm.
complicated at that point. Like,
Hmm.
just go back to the dentist example. I always just really try to simplify my business by, I love my dentist and she's a role model to me. She's Muslim, she wears a hijab, she's a woman in a big city. Like, I really have a lot of respect for her. I just want to be like that.
Hmm.
Like, she's running a big business, she has two kids. It's a lot of investment, it's a lot of risk, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of discrimination against her, a lot of pushback. She couldn't give a fuck. She's like, I provide the best service in town. You know it. Maybe because I have dental fear, I have a special place in my heart for her.
Hmm.
Because I really don't anymore. But
Oh,
that's how I want to feel. I want to feel that same way when I go to my therapist. Like, I'm a professional. I have this under control. You're safe here. Pay me my money. Go home. I don't want to be your friend. Nice and easy like that. It's hard to find professionals who do stuff like that,
True.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. I mean, you think
It's
it
just
should be that.
reliable and it all makes sense and it
They
works
cross over the lines all the
all the
time.
time. And there's always some confusion with the billing, with the appointment, with the this. Like, I just don't want any of that. I
Yeah,
don't
I never.
change my clients' sessions. I don't cancel them. I don't show up late. I don't text them, hey, I won't be there. I don't do any of those things. It's clean all the way through. My life is a mess, but the business is very like simple to follow because that's hypnotic. That's why. Because
Mhm.
if I start to mess with that, I'm gonna, not have that posture of the hypnotist.
mhm.
And it's fun. You can orient your own life around that. Like all of these responsibilities are things that I have to hold up in my real life. It's fun. It's a challenge. It's hard, very hard. Should we do a demo? Any questions? Anything else?
So just what you're saying, all that you're saying, that can be the MOS as well.
That is the MOS.
That is the MOS.
That is the MOS, but also that's why there's no like vacillation, there's no doubt, there's no like, let me think it over, there's no me like not being sure of my price or of my product or anything because I've already like made all those agreements. And when I show up, it's simple. It's like, here's
Yeah.
my one product. This is the promise. These are the steps you have to follow to engage with this process. They're kind of technical. They're not simple. Like you have to fill out the form, you have to send the payment, you have to agree with me, you have to follow my protocol. You can't skip steps. It's all like laid out for you. If you step out of it too bad in any spot, then it's not a match. But see how much that helps me so that once the session comes, it's obvious and simple what's going to go down instead of, oh, we didn't clear that up enough, or, oh, I didn't pay, so now I owe you after, or, oh, you didn't explain to me how that part was going to work, so now I'm scared, or, even down to like where to park, like simple things. The whole thing needs to be super easy because it's hypnosis. Isn't that the worst when you go to do something relaxing and you can't find a parking spot? Like, that's not hypnotic. That's anti-hypnotic. So the whole thing has to be thought through. That's why I trained you in the incubator to look at every touch point because they're all influencing the outcome. That's why, Melanie, for better, for worse, it's not as simple as it looks. Like, it is a nice idea to be like, yeah, I make 10 grand from my house solving people's problems on Zoom. Sure. But like, the reality of that is so many things are happening.
Yeah.
Bazillions of things, like spiritual things.
To make it look that easy.
Yeah. And I don't even think it looks that easy, does it? I think it
Well,
looks,
yeah, it does when you do. When you
well, that's nice. But no, I don't think it is. I think it's pretty, like, I'm down to like when I drink my drinks and when I eat my meals because they affect how I sit through the session. So, like, those are high level thoughts. Like I can't need to pee an hour into it. I can't need to take a shit, after sitting there for 2 hours.
True.
It's just like, it's just not okay. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it just won't work. So you got to like really think through all of these minor and major pieces of what's happening. I mean, obviously you can go to the bathroom if you need to. I don't mean to sound like crazy. Like, yes, you can excuse yourself if you need to. I have heard of somebody wearing a diaper, which is like, okay, we're not getting that crazy. I'm serious. I'm just saying, like, yes, you take care of yourself primarily, but you do have to like be prepared. It's a big thing to take on somebody's spirit and soul for 2 hours. A stranger, probably. It's not as easy as like, oh, and I apply the ACH and fix the whole thing. No. If you think it's going to be like that, then think back on yesterday's demo where I read the questions without any emotion or without any connection. It did not work. It does work because it starts to pick at the subconscious. So I was showing you by that having that detached reading that you still can connect with it. But will you actually get anywhere in any good time? No. You'll end up just going around and around and around. The connection is a requirement. Well, let's solve somebody's small problem and we'll just throw in the whole kitchen sink. You have so many tools right now. You have a bazillion tools. And yes, there are a few more that I'm going to add on to, which are, I think, like extra important and extra special. And we'll explain to you like everything I do in my sessions. I don't know what else I would explain after that. But for now, you have as much as I had for like a long time. So it's a lot of tools.